Welcome to Cosplay Hip Hop. I'm Trent. This is a Ken Kaneki mask. So if you don't know who Ken Kaneki is, he's the main protagonist in Tokyo Ghoul. It's a dope anime, very gory. This is the mask that the main protagonist ends up obtaining in the story. If you watch the anime, he obtains it in like the first season. If you read the manga, it's kind of the same, not too clear about things, but in a sense, it's kind of the same. Anyway, this is Ken Kaneki's mask from Tokyo Ghoul. I got this mask like a few years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. I can't remember when, but I'm not gonna wear the mask the whole time. Woo! But, I don't know where the eye patch is. I have the eye patch with it too, but I got the whole thing as a set when I got it. But I'm not gonna wear it the whole time. But I did want to wear it to show you guys. So you can check it out. It's pretty sick. It's not real leather, which is a shame, but they make leather that's pretty good. That's not real leather and won't break on you. But this leather will soon struggle and break. This mask was already like have its few issues, but it's still a good mask. It's the yeah. So if you ever watched Tokyo Ghoul before, you know, great. You know what the mask is. If you haven't watched it before, it's in the anime is like pretty dope. I recommend it to anyone who's into, you know, I guess it's under horror anime, so it's like and it's gory and there's blood, but it's not like where it's like too bad where you can't watch it. It's just like really intense, which is pretty. I like it. It's a good anime. It's a good watch. Anywho, welcome back to Cosplay Hip Hop. So yeah, I'm not gonna wear that mask the whole time because I won't be able to breathe while trying to show you guys stuff and talking at the same time. It'd be a lot of work, but I did want to show off the mask a bit. So just today we're gonna go over some. We'll just reviewing over the top rocks and quick floor review and jumping into the backslide. Well, the backspin. Going over that again and seeing what we can work with and just have a lot of like fun and playing around with that move and get used to it and get used to being on our backs and stuff. And yeah, so we're gonna stretch out, have some water, stay hydrated. Water bottle or cup. I have a cup. But yeah, keep some water by your side. Feel free to take breaks when you need to. Like if you need to stop for any reason, you know, the video will be here. After when the video is over, it'll still be uploaded up on YouTube. So if you want to go back and check it out for something that you missed, it'll be up there. So yeah, with that being said, we're gonna start stretching, and then we'll get into it. So I'm gonna adjust the camera a bit so you can see. We're gonna start stretching out. Okay. Bringing the feet together, stretching the legs out long, cramping the feet or the shins. Breathing through your stretches. I know sometimes we like to hold our breath while we stretch, going into autopilot breathing. Just remembering to breathe through your stretches or whenever you stretch. Being mindful of the breath. tuck it in one leg, keeping one leg long, grabbing the shin of the foot. You can like lower your chest down towards your leg, using your breath as a guide to lower your chest closer and closer towards your leg. Alexa, turn the volume down. Oh. All right, we're gonna move our way towards our hands. So we're gonna stretch out our wrists, forearm facing out, fingers facing us, engaging with the forearms and the wrists. If you have some tension in the forearm, feel free to add some heat to ease up on the tension. Flipping the palms, stretching the backs of our palms. And you can release the palms, give it a little shake, bring it together for a figure eight. And we're just going to stretch the arms out. So we're going to cross over left over right, or right over left, whatever you choose to do. You can stretch on the opposite side and work your way to the right side. Excuse me, left side, or work your way from the left side to the right side. Let's do some arm circles. Reverse. Release. We're going to do a couple neck rolls, so it doesn't matter what side you start with. But being mindful of all the muscles in our neck as we rotate the head, taking our time. But slowly, when you're done rotating your head, we'll make our way to standing. Let's warm up our legs. So making our way to standing. A wide-legged stance. Arms, I guess at waist level or kind of stomach level. And we're gonna warm up the spine by giving ourselves a little twist. Warming up the spine, warming up the hips. And we're gonna widen our stance even more. And we're gonna fold or hinge at the hips. Lower down, stretching in the middle of our feet. Grabbing both feet or one foot at a time. Bringing the feet in close together. We're just gonna forward fold, hang heavy here. Try to touch the floor, our feet or the shins. Putting our arms behind our backs, clasping the hands, stretching the arms out long. And from here, bending the knees, rolling all the way up. Releasing. Giving the body a little shake. All right. I think we're warmed up now. So, Alexa, pause. So moving on to the reviews. So we're going to review some top rocks that we did in the previous videos. Go over the transitional moves, the flow work, to the backspin and the slides, and working on the backspins and the slides after we review top rocks and flow work, transitions. So going over a few top rocks that we did, we have the basic top rock, which is to set up and come back. So we have this guy. You can hop with it, like I'm doing, give yourself a little bounce, or just come out the way you want to. Okay. Then we have the top rock with the extra step. So this same top rock just added an extra step inside. So 1, 2, come back. 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 So you get the gist of it. That's the top rock with the extra step. And we have the hop rock, which is this step. It's basically lifting that leg and lifting your knee and going in that direction of where you want to go. The lifting of the arms just makes the move pop out more, stick out more. So as you lift, you can lift up that arm for that side, or lift up the opposite arm for the side. Sorry, that's what it is. So if you're going this way, the left arm will be up, or towards my right. If you're going right, left arm's up. If you're going left, right arm's up. So it's almost like doing one of these moves. except you're adding like a hop with it, and your arms don't really come up too much. They kind of stay like chest, stomach area level, kind of like here. So we have that hop step. We have the back steps. These bad boys. And you can switch it up and go forward with the regular top rock. So I guess those two can go hand in hand because they're like the same thing, just going different directions. So I guess those two are very compatible. No, those two are very compatible. Excuse me, to go with each other. If someone had a question for flow with top rocks, all these top rocks intersect with each other, especially the regular basic top rocks, the one step. If it's a one step top rock that's going forward, back, or to the side, they all flow with each other, so you can flow in and out of any top rock you want. Just a quick review of that. I remember saying that before, but just to bring it up again, because there are no wrong answers or wrong moves. You can fuse all of these together as much as you want. There are no wrong answers. So, move on to another top rock. We did the top hop rock, the step, and coming in like that. So, just reviewing over that. So it's step, 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 hop, step, step, hop, step, step, hop, step, step, hop, step, step. So it's just the introducing of the move, the step up, this step will mess you up, but then it's the hop again. So I guess that's the hop step rock, the hop step rock. I keep changing the name for it. I don't know what name we would stick for it, but I guess the hop step rock can stick for it. But yeah, so just going over those few top rocks. I also told you about the Indian step. We can do that a little bit later down the line. But yeah, so moving on to the transitional moves. So using these top rocks and showing you transitional moves for our freshmen. So using the basic top rock with the transitional spin that we went over. So boom, 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 spin. I'll do it again on the other side. Boom, spin. It doesn't have to be as fast. You can do your spin any way you want, fast, slow, medium. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. So the plop, you guys already know. You can make it dramatic or just plop right down. And then there's a knee drop, which you guys already know as well, because I've been doing it with you guys. Still, remember to hook the leg, and the foot that you hook the leg with comes down, and you land on that foot, spinning back up with that leg that hooked the first time. So you're coming back. Basically, a lot of your weight is on the leg that's hooking the leg that's going down. So the leg that's being hooked onto, all it's really doing is falling, but like falling on the leg that's hooking it. And that's basically it. Same for the other side too. Hooking, dropping, oops, and swinging up. They go both ways. So transitional moves, top rocks, floor work. So we was doing CCs. Just a quick reminder, quick fresh memory. CCs are these bad boys. Boom. Keeping the hips off the ground and coming back onto your feet. And remember this stance right here. We want to keep this stance as much as possible because the more control we have, the better we can move around. Less control means, no control of your movements, and then you're just going all over the place. So you don't want to go all over the place. You want to be able to control yourself. So being able to control your center of gravity while you're this low. I guess practicing squats will kind of help you get this balance here, but it's really just sitting on the ball, the backs of your feet, your heels, and your Achilles, and you're like using your toes to like stay on the ground. So as you can see, my toes is on the ground, my heels, I'm sitting on them. So it burning your calves for a bit, staying down here for too long, but as you get used to it, the burning of the calves start to slowly fade away. It's only because just like any other muscle you use for your first time or you don't really, if there's muscles in your body that you never really used before and you start using them, they're gonna burn because you haven't used those muscles in a while or at all, and they're waking up so they can get stronger and you can keep using them. Same goes for every other muscle in your body. This is one of those muscles. So the muscles behind the calves, they'll burn, but they're getting stronger because those muscles are waking up because they're being used. And that's just basically it. So if you feel any pain or tension in your body in this area, it's not what you think it is. It's just your muscles waking up and warming up. That's a lot for breaking. So you'll have a lot of your muscles that you probably never knew you ever had that will start to burn from the jump. But give it a while, give some time. Make sure you rest as much as you can. Do what feels good for your body by resting. If you feel too sore to move, rest it off. Drink a lot of fluids, water, tea, and just resting. So that will just recover your body quickly. And eating healthy too, if you're eating habits correctly. Just be careful when you eat like junk food. That's all. Just beware of junk food when you're practicing breaking because you can have fatigue or slow you down. So just be wary. So coming back to this, having your center of gravity, making sure you're okay and you're good in this area here, then you can utilize where you want to go. So I showed you guys the CC, which is the kick of the legs, and you want to come back to the stance here and sit down again. We also did the back rocks, which is basically CCs but on your back. So it was one of these bad boys. Boom, 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 boom. So those are back rocks. Like I said in the last video, if you put on a beat that has consistent beats and drums and snares and whatever else beats we have in every sound. If you want to hit those sounds with any of these moves, especially if the beat is really fast, you want to stay on tempo with the beat. You have to progress in your move and get it faster. So just practicing these moves at home or anytime you have free time, and you slowly but surely you'll end up getting the move down, just like anything else you practice. Because practice makes perfect. Okay. So I showed you guys the back rocks and CCs, and I'm going to review the coffee grinder one more time. Just review to be in you guys' memory. And then we'll go over the slides and the back spins. So coffee grind is, just like any other move, this requires you to be on the floor. You want to be in this position here. For demonstration purposes, since I'm already, I like to use my right side for demonstrations and whatnot. So with my right side, I'm extending my right leg, and I'm swinging it over this side. As I do that, I want to place both my hands on this side, lift my hips up off the floor, use my left leg to jump over that leg, swing this leg back around here. So basically the whole time I kind of want to stand in Spider-Man stance for half the time, or superhero landing in a way. So fast version of this move will be this. Well, not too fast. That's kind of medium or slow, but you get the gist of it. Me showing you the move, breaking it down as slow as I could, and then the move actually moving by itself with me doing it. I can do it for you guys on the left side as well. You can see what it looks like. So dragging your foot across, bringing both hands on the outside of on the outside of the leg that just swings, lifting the hips up, jumping over that leg, and swing this leg back around again. So fast motion, it will be like this. So coffee grind is it's a challenging move. It's only challenging because of the sitting position or the posture where you're at for any move that we're doing. Like I said, it all comes back to here. You have this, every other move becomes less difficult in your eyes because you're in this stance where you can access all those movements because you have full control here and you have a better chance to like follow through with that movement here versus not being here. And it's not for me to be like, oh, like there's no other way. Like this way is just really effective, and it's like a way that people can catch on to really fast. It's really just staying in a squat position on your toes and sitting on the balls of your feet. So even if you want to sit down and practice this sitting position here for like a few seconds or a few minutes, and then be like, okay, I'm done for the time being, I'll practice it again another time. Totally fine. Just having your leg get used to that position down there really helps. Excuse me. So that was a coffee grinder. Moving on to the slides. The slide is just coming in any way you want. You can slide with no hands. I forgot to mention it to you guys in the last video. If you want to slide with no hands, it is possible, but slight of a risk of hurting your side. But I'll show you guys what I mean by sliding in without using your hands. But I don't recommend it too heavily to practice it right now. I just recommend you guys getting the slides first, and then later down the line when you feel comfortable, practice this move. We can go on and get that done. So just real fast, grabbing jacket, sweater, I guess. Oh yeah. So let's check out the foot. So I'm gonna put this on simply real fast so you guys can see the slide move real fast. So oh, it's nuts. Okay. So coming in, I'm gonna come to the left side so you guys can see on my left side. So I'm sliding on my left side, but using my right arm as a pillar to slide my hips towards that direction. So I want to kind of make a semi-circle as I slide in. So I'm kind of like whipping out to come in back to center. So, so that kind of sounded really loud again. So yeah. So that I have knee pads on so I can like slide around and stuff like that. But basically the slide requires silky pants or sweatpants so your knees don't get burned. If you want to continue to slide more efficiently and smoothly, I suggest you guys wear something silky or sweatpants or jeans because they're kind of slippery too at some points. They're effective as well. Sometimes, not all the time. Jeans sometimes, but sweatpants and silky pants all the time. So the slide, you can either slide on your feet, your knees. If you don't have pants, like silky, swishy pants to break in, like I said, jeans can work. You can use your foot as an alternate to slide on to come in. So instead of using your leg, you can use your feet. As you can see, my foot's here, and I can slide on my foot, bringing it forward. Or if you have knee pad, slide on your knee to bring yourself forward. Same on the other side. If I want to come in, you know what I'm saying? I can slide in just like that smoothly. Leg, foot, doesn't matter. But to get this move, slide on the leg at first is the norm to get, and then you can slide on your knee, put knee pads on, obviously. Or slide on the side of your shoes if you don't have those silky sweatpants or anything like that at this time or at the moment. So those are the slide moves. You can slide forward. I'm gonna show you guys the slide with no hands. It's just me sliding in. It's not anything too flashy. It's just a sliding move to come in and just you can do whatever. So I'm basically just gonna slide in onto the floor and come in. But I'm gonna slide using no hands. So if I want to come in and slide, you know what I'm saying? That's like a trick move. I can slide there, and another slide. With no hands. So using my knees to slide in without using I'm still using the motion and the leverage that I have with my body, except I'm not using my hands anymore. So it's just sliding in the same way and coming down and trusting myself to come down here in this position. Because from here, if I'm on my back, I can go into anything from there. I can kip up, I can back rock, I can get up in CC, I can back spin, I can do any of the movement that we was doing that requires floor stuff. I can push myself up into a handstand and stand back up again if that's required of what I want to do. So just remembering that you have so many access points to pick up from and connect you from. So yeah, that's the slides, the slide-ins. So it's possible you can slide it with no hands. So just taking that under consideration. But if you feel called to try a move with no hands, a slide with no hands, definitely wear squishy pants and knee pads. If not, if you don't have access to any of those things, like I said, jeans and regular pants or whatever will be fine. But then you have to alternate the slide on your shoes, or or sliding your leg with pants on, obviously. So sliding in, boom. I mean, you need that. So, yeah. So we're gonna move on. So in the last video, I showed you guys a whole new move, which is the backspin. It's a power flow move. Doesn't really require too much, just a few steps to get you into the backspin move, and that's about it. And I remember breaking some of the movements down, well, most of the movements down in the last video. But to refresh your memory, I'm gonna do it again, and we're just gonna spin and have some fun with this. So coming in a wide-legged stance. You don't really have to come in this wide-legged stance, but for starters, I guess coming here, because a lot of times you'll come in a position in this to backspin. You won't. There will be times, I guess, you'll end up in a position where your legs are behind you, and like this, and you can whip from here. But most of the time, people will end up in backspins off of a move or being on the floor and doing something that leads them to here. Because then here, you can just easily whip and go around. You know what I'm saying? And just end up in a backspin. So whatever you choose to start, totally fine. But since I showed you guys the wide-legged stance or the wide-legged leg sweep for the backspin in the last video, for this video, I'm going to show you an easier way how to get into the spin. Yeah, having the leg bent like this does help because it's already kind of set up in a way for you to just kick out and start to whip. Instead of it being already straight and you have a bending your leg and then whipping and feeling uncomfortable or feeling kind of off with the move itself. So keeping whatever knee you choose to bend, if you want to start at the right side, you could. If you feel comfortable on the left side, you could. I'll demonstrate for both sides. So I'll demonstrate the left side first. I'm not going to go too crazy, but having your left leg behind you, and you got your pillow arm, which is this. This is the arm that stretches your back down as you swing this leg over. And then you follow the opposite leg that's on the ground that's not being swung will follow the opposite leg that is swinging. So I want to whip this leg as I come up, I want to whip this leg as I come around and then hold myself. So I'm going to do it on the right side to show you guys a faster version. So using my left arm, as you can see, when I want to, as I'm whipping, I'm lowering my chest down I'm letting my chest follow this leg as it whips, so I can follow that rotation, so I can whip. So my whole body is creating like a circular motion, so I can set myself up for like a spin or like a tornado. So I'm trying to create a tornado with my body. So as you watch my chest and this leg when I whip, my chest follows the leg, so I can whip it. So, as you guys saw, this arm too, you can see how it pushed away, so I can push into my tuck position and curl up really tight and spin really fast. So, my pillar arm that pushed away real fast when I got this set up in my position here. So, like I said before, we don't want to have our lower backs on the floor. We want to keep our lower backs and hips off the floor, and we want to keep like at least this part of our backs up to the shoulder. That's how much back we want on the floor. From where my arm is up to the shoulder. From here to where my arm is. That's how much back should be on the floor. Everything else should be off the floor, because it makes the process of spinning easier. Because you want to spin on this part of your back, because you know you'll spin.
versus having your hips down. Now your spine and everything's touching the floor, and it's kind of hard to maneuver and spin like that. It just doesn't feel comfortable, and it can kind of mess up some of your lower back area. So keeping it off the floor, very helpful and efficient. So just keeping that patch of back that I showed you guys on the floor, keeping your lower back off the floor at all times. Honestly, in breaking, you want to keep your hips off the floor or away from the floor for a lot of movements. There are a lot of movements that you can't keep your hips towards the floor and do a lot of crazy stunt-like moves on the floor, with your hips kind of towards the floor. But a lot of break moves requires your hips to be up, so your hips stay a little high key up away from the floor for a lot of things in breaking as well. So it's like a fine line of like what because everyone's style is so different. So you can't expect everyone to do the same thing. So you have people who might do floor work with the hips closer to the floor, versus someone who does it higher up off the floor for more leverage for them, because that feels good for them. Everyone's different. But to get these moves that I'm showing you, hips in the air are required, unless you feel comfortable enough to keep them really low and you can maneuver in that way. If that feels good for you, you can maneuver that way, go for it. I'm not going to stop you. Just maybe remind you guys, further remind you that you also have the option to keep your hips in the air as well, and the move can also still be effective in that way as well. So this is a friendly reminder. So yeah, the back spins. Coming back to the back spins, it's almost like plopping into a turtle shell, if anything. You're like an upside down turtle, and you're on your shell. I remember telling you guys hooking the legs and keeping your arms kind of slightly under the legs will make you go faster. So basically, this is where you want to be. Another way to practice this movement here to make sure, or to remember to stay on that patch of back that I showed you guys. Basically coming here and pushing up into the air and coming back onto that patch of back and not letting your lower back touch the floor. So just that's also like a practice method to remember to stay on that patch of your back, trying this move. So the whipping is the difficult part, because it's like any other move. Once it doesn't make sense until you really practice this move, and it makes sense for you. So taking this move, whatever side you choose to do it on, remember if you keep your leg bent, this is a good start leverage position, or a good starter position, having your knee slightly bent, where your leg bent here and ready to be whipped. So you already have to set up. So as you're leaning down, this leg will whip. This leg follows. As you can see, this leg was here, and now it's following the left leg to hook. And now as I hook, I want to go as far as on my upper back as I can, so I can be set up in my hook and set up in this position here. So showing you again. Lowering down as I whip, and as you can see, I'm whipping my legs and working my way up to my upper back, so my lower back can touch the floor when I whip as hard as I can. So showing you guys again, a little slow, or slowly you can see. My pillow arms here, and sliding back as this leg comes to whip, and I push off with that hand, as you can see. I'll put my back behind you guys so you can see what this arm is doing. So facing this way, watching this arm, my pillar arm. So as you can see, as I grip the floor and pushed away and curled up and worked my way out to my upper back, I started spinning really fast. So it's coming onto that patch of back, the upper back, the pillar arm pushing, or extending and then pushing. At the same time as you push, you curl up as you make your way onto your upper back. So it's like kind of all like a flow of sequences that stay within each other. If done correctly, you'll spin and flow the way you want to. If slightly done incorrectly, you'll feel an unevenness or unnaturalness in the movement. You're like, well, this doesn't feel right for me. And going back and practicing again,
And then then you'll know when you got it versus when you don't have it, because you continue to practice and you know what feels good for your body and what doesn't feel good for your body. So just remembering that everyone's body is different. So the more you practice and stay active with these practices, slowly but surely you'll pick up on a lot of things that your brain probably didn't pick up on in the first classes or the first part of the move that was taught from the beginning, or any move that was taught from the beginning. But yeah, so basically the backspin is a segment of like a few elements. So bent knee, having the bent knee with whichever leg you choose to bend your knee at, having the other leg straight, whipping as you whip any arm you're choosing to use, if it's the left or the right, you pillar down with that arm, extend out, grip the floor, push away. But all that's happening as you're whipping, hooking, and going onto your upper back. So you're only pillaring and pushing away when all that whipping of the legs and hooking of the leg and going to the upper back is happening. So all that's happening when the legs are whipping. And the push happens when everything comes to fruition and you're hooked in already. So the push happens when you're already tucked in nice and solid. So going back, if you want to review the video again, because it's going to be up here on YouTube, like I said, you'll understand more and more what I talk about, like once you keep watching and reviewing and keep practicing, going back to the drawing board and, never giving up. And having that full dedication and really trying to get any movements or anything that you want for yourself shows how dedicated you are. Shows you can surpass limits no matter what anyone says. So going back to the Scott Pilgrim book, we're going to read a little bit more of this guy. But yeah, so definitely like buckle down and practice what feels good for you guys, for your body. And if there's any questions or comments, you already know you can leave those in the comments and I can get back to you guys. You can also email me if that feels comfortable as well. So yeah, but we're going to get in tune with Scott Pilgrim, Infinite of Sadness. This is book 3. So we left off where Scott was in Ramona's house and it was raining and they were at pizza place and they talked to Scott's roommates, and basically Scott was smelling like trash. This is basically where we left off. Scott was in Ramona's room and he left and basically about to explode. So this is where the movie takes place. So not this whole part, but about to explode was in the movie, but they kind of cut a lot of parts out and did a whole bunch of other things with it. I feel like they should have just let it be, but they didn't. So anyway, I guess it's chapter 14. About to explode. He's walking back to his house. He's walking to his home. I don't know if you guys can see that. So basically down here, he's like, this is Scott here, and he's just walking in the rain to his house, which is right here. So he gets to the home. He's like searching around for his keys, realizes that he doesn't have his keys. Because a few pages ago, in the last video, the other Scott, Scott gave the other Scott his keys to his apartment. So he thinks he still has his keys with him, and he doesn't have his keys on him. So once he realizes that, he's like, oh, man. He's like, hey, and starts knocking on the door. And he's like, hey, Wallace. Hey, dude, wake up, dude. And, nothing but Z's. No one's awake. So Scott. Good morning, Scott. That's a voice coming from the distance. And that was basically the other Scott, who wasn't even inside the house. I guess he was out. He wasn't home. He was like, come on, sleepyhead, up and at him. I brought you a double and a sour cream glaze. Duh. So Scott's basically super exhausted, and the other Scott came and saw him outside. And he was like, so the other Scott says to Scott, so these are both Scotts. This is Scott, this is also Scott. That's Scott, and that's also Scott. So Scott with the black hair says, I was just walking mobile to the bus stop. What are you doing here so early? It's not even 9. And then Scott, the other Scott with the orange hair, the main protagonist, replies, I got up really early. I thought I was wide awake, but I wasn't. I forgot you had my key. Oh, poor little baby, says Scott with the black hair. I'm soaking wet, says Scott. Hang on, I'll show you a trick Mobile taught me last night. Ew, what? No, it's not. It's not your chi. It's not about your chi. Think about spreading your chi all over. Oh wait, no, it's yo. No, it's you know your chi. Think about spreading your chi all over your surface and your whole body, and then kind of whoosh. Oh, so okay, I understand what he means by that. So basically, what he's saying is your chi on your body. So if your chi is strong enough, and you're, let's say like I'm soaking wet, I just came out the rain. So if your chi is strong enough, you can manifest your chi to pull up on like on the surface of your skin and repel all the water off of you, making you dry. So you're not like turning to a dryer to dry yourself, but in a way you're using the body heat from yourself and like dishing it out to make yourself dry and to repel all the liquids off of your body. So using the chi, so it's like I don't know how they do it, but this is basically what he does in the book. And basically the other Scott with the black hair does it and dries off. So, for example, this is that page right here. He does the thing, and then Scott's like, wait, chi, what? This is one of those chakra special abilities or whatever, right? And now the other Scott's dry. He's like, no, it's a psychic thing. Mobile is psychic. Mobile is a psychic? Is he vegan? No, he's psychic for his own reasons. Can he train me? Dude, this is Todd Ingram or whatever is psychic. Vegan psychic. If I get training from your new Oh wait. Oh, okay. If I get training from your new boyfriend, I can kick his butt. I don't think it's okay, Scott. Well, I don't think it's that easy, Scott. And he's not my boyfriend, okay? Are we out of ketchup? I thought I just bought some. God, why isn't everything ever that easy? I'm gonna have to have a shower. Dump, sigh. So Scott's basically like whining because he wants his roommate to teach him psychic power so he can fight the psychic ex-boyfriend who has vegan powers, which is crazy. Boom. Eat it. Fairy boomer, man. So I guess they're playing video games. So we're jumping from Scott being in his apartment from a rainy day to in a dark room at someone's house, and they're all playing video games. Oh, I think we're going back into the past. Okay, we're going back to the past in this part. So we're going with M.P. Adams. So basically, let me just refresh on this. This book's called The Infinite Sadness. So this book is book 3. This book's basically about Scott's ex-girlfriend. A lot of other things that's happening in this book. A lot of other things that happened from his past in college with his ex-girlfriend, and a lot of other past things and past memories he had with these people that he's still connected with in some way. And basically just M.B. Adams wasn't, I'm not saying she was a bad or good girlfriend for Scott, but clearly he isn't fond of their relationship as much. A lot has happened, and like so they're just flipping back and forth, like if it was in his head type deal. So pretending this book is his brain, or we're inside of his head in some way, like his memories. So basically, they're playing a video game. You're the fairy boomer man. I'm the ninja boomer man. Forget this. But we need you. It's 25% less fun with 3 players. Get your sister to play. I'm gonna take off. But she throws controllers. She's mean. That's your girlfriend. She's like that. She's normally a huge. Oh, I'm not gonna say that. Well, I obviously expected you to break up with her ASAP. So basically, M.B. Adams was called. I guess M.B. Adams was called a boomer man, but in a video game, people like to talk trash talk during video games. They're all in the same room having a good time. M.B. Adams feels some type of way, drops the controller and leaves. And the other Scott is like, I don't even like her. You should break up with her. But anyway, they're not together in the future, which is this part of where we're at. So Scott with the other Scott in the apartment. Scott's not with M.B. Adams. but we keep jumping into the past where he was with her because this is the book that's basically based off of that. His relationship with this person and a whole bunch of things that happened before leading up to what's going on now, transpiring now. So basically, Scott's like, you know what sucks? And then Scott's like, what? And he's like, everything. And he's like, and then the other guy's like, shh, listen to this. Okay, just listen. You heard that? That's market bacon hitting the pan today. Wait, that's a market. That's a market hitting the pan today. Today, a child is born unto us, and his name will be Bacon. You smell it, do you? You smell it? Smell it. I smell it. Everything does not suck. So they're basically just bickering back and forth. Scott's making breakfast while the other Scott here is complaining about life, how everything sucks right now. And this book is called The Infinite Sadness for a reason. We have a lot of sadness going on here. We don't want too much sadness going on, but this is what this book is. This book is definitely it's not too sad, but a lot of you'll feel like you'll hear a lot of like dark humor, sad jokes, I guess, thrown into here. But going to the next page, which is the page over, I know it's envy and everything. Basically, his ex-girlfriend and the other Scott with the black hair is saying, it's the past, guy. It's over. Forget about it. But she's back. She's back here, screams Scott with the orange hair. Dude, look, says Scott with the black hair. Her being back doesn't make it over. I think I get it. It's sort of good, says Scott with the black hair. Scott with the orange hair starts thinking to himself, and then he says, but what about the fact that she's, and then Scott with the black hair is like, I thought you got it. And then the other Scott's like, yeah, I did. I do. I get it. Got it. So this is bickering back and forth about Envy Adams. And like, when this is happening, we're just jumping back into the past, back and forth with Scott and Envy Adams and other people who was around them at the time. And we have the old Scott, or the Scott with the black hair, who's also a part of the backstory as well. You know, he plays a huge role in this as well. Thanks for the dinner, Mrs. Pilgrim. It was astonishingly delicious, as always. That's why I'm here, Wallace, to astonish you. Sorry, whoa, that's Wallace. Whoa, he looks just like the other Scott. Sorry about that. That's Wallace. Maybe be excused, Mom. So this is basically back in the early college days. So they're like still early college students. By early, I mean like freshmen, juniors. No, freshmen and sophomores, sorry. Some of their friends might be juniors, but you know, some of them. But they're all around the same age. So basically after dinner, you got Scott with his family, with his girlfriend and Wallace. They're all at the dinner table, eating dinner. And then, you know, they excuse themselves. So now it's Envy Adams, Scott, and Wallace in the living room sitting on the couch. And they're all just staring at each other. And then Wallace gets up and says, I have to pee now. And then Envy Adams replied, wait, how did you end up friends with that guy anyway? And Scott's like, it's complicated. What do you think of this class? Says Wallace. It's okay. Who are you? So basically, Envy Adams saying that triggered Scott to remember to have a flashback in his flashback. So we're going into a flashback of Scott in his early college days. So he's out of college now. The beginning of the book, when we was talking about him fighting Todd Ingram, he was already out of college. The past that we keep jumping back to is when he was in college. But now he's having a vision in the past of him meeting someone even further in the past. So basically, we jump to college, early college stage when Scott first started college, and he meets Wallace, which is his now roommate. So basically, he's like, "Who are you?" After he asks him about the class. What are you doing in my house? Who are you? So basically, Wallace ends up in Scott's house. He's like, your brother let me in. Are you playing video games? Do you have any lemonade? Yeah. He's in my classes. One of them. Are these rolls are absolutely fabulous, Mrs. Pilgrim. I've never been this drunk in my whole life. Dude, is it okay if I crash your place? So they're basically talking early college stuff, getting drunk, I guess. Honest Eds. Oh man. Okay, so have either of you been in there before? So everyone's at Honest Eds. So we're basically back into the present time. where they're about to continue their fight that they postponed or rescheduled for Honest Eds. Basically, it's Saturday at 1 o'clock. What they said to meet up on, and it's raining, so people are about to go ham. So basically, I'm just gonna end it there at what page is this? Page 64. Well, anyway, we left off at Honest Ed, so we're gonna start from there next time we come back to this book. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed that little like reading of some Scott Pilgrim, Infinite of Sadness. Basically, the Envy Adams monologue, prologue, everything in the book. It's not a bad thing, but yeah. But with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. This is Cosplay Hip Hop, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.